is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. Since that video I made a couple days ago of buying that absolutely massive bulk collection, it started getting me thinking on why I list literally every card. And I've seen a lot of videos come up recently about getting heavy into eBay and how you know, the margins are better and the pricing's better, but they'll only list certain types of cards or maybe not list every card. And the Tcgplayer versus eBay discussion is going to be for a different video. But I wanted to talk about why I list everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care how many of it I have. I list everything. And the reason why I came to this idea is because I have a I'd call him a friend, even though he doesn't know who I am. But there's a new channel that popped up a couple months ago. It's ItsPhantomCards. And I love the guy. I love his content. He's super charismatic. And a lot of what he's going through, I think everyone goes through in the beginning of their TCG journey, no matter where you start. And the reservations that he was venting in his last video kind of rung true to me from when I started, but also I kind of wanted to give a little feedback and react to a couple key things he said and wanted to give proof as to why I have the mindset that I do. But before we get to that, if you do not know who I am, my name is Bronzgod. I have been selling on Tcgplayer for just about 3 years, and I am 100 orders shy of hitting the 10,000 order mark. I've been averaging the last year or two about $40,000 in sales strictly from bulk. And I'm going to show you how I do it. But I do want to react to a couple of things from my friend's latest video. Okay, so here is the video that I'm referencing. It's, again, amazing channel. You can see I'm subscribed. You better be subscribed too. This guy's got amazing content. But there are a couple moments in this video that really got me thinking. And this particular one is what I wanted to kind of reference and show off. So I'm going to play it, give you my thoughts on it, and then I'm going to show you my seller profile and kind of give you some proof as to why I have the thought process that I do when it comes to Tcgplayer specifically and listing literally every card. So let's see what he's got to say.
Lastly, I feel like one of the problems of doing both Tcgplayer and eBay right now is that, especially on Tcgplayer, I feel like I'm not getting a lot of sales because I don't really have cards that people are really looking for.
That's the line right there where I was like, man, help me help you. So once I heard that line, I scrolled down and I saw my buddy here in the comments, RNG Games. Now, at this point, if you don't know who RNG Games is, I don't know where you've been. To be completely out there, I have been a Patreon of his for now almost 3 years. I got my start into selling trading cards off of his earlier videos. A lot of what I've learned is from him, and his blueprint is pretty hard to beat. Now, you can have your own way of doing things and figuring it out for yourself, but what he says here is very, 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 very important. That says, the problem I had when I first started was trying to get too wide too quick, to try and streamline one platform until you master one platform before venturing off to another. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I still do that almost 3 years in. I primarily sell on Tcgplayer. I do dabble with eBay, but I'll usually just on a Sunday, I'll make 15, 20 listings through TCG Automate or wherever, schedule them out during the week. But Tcgplayer is my main focus. I know we're talking about some of the reverse hollows that my friend here is talking about. You can get more of a margin on eBay for them, but the liquidity of them at that high of a price point can be not that high. So I play the volume game. You would be surprised the amount of orders you get for the most random things you get once your inventory is huge. And I'm not even talking about my inventory. I'm going to show it off in a second. I'm almost at 175, 180,000 cards. Once I started to hit 10, 15,000 cards, things started happening. And it's not always necessarily the playable things. Now, the playable things help people get into your store, but usually once they buy that stuff, then they'll go, oh, I'm making a master set. Oh, this guy's got 300 cards from Paldea Evolve, 1,200 cards from Prismatic Evolutions. Let me see what it's got. Boom, 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 boom. And then you're good to go. So let me switch over. I'm going to show you some of the orders I've done in the last couple weeks. And then I'm going to show you my analytics so far for like the last couple months, just so you have a little bit of a vetting that you know what I'm talking about. So here are my analytics right now for going back to about January. So about 2 months worth. I've had a couple of big weeks here. I actually ended up getting a whole 5 row of like damaged, moderately played, like base set Neo Genesis stuff. And it sells. I see, 147 orders a week and a half ago. And a lot of these orders, 250, 195, these are all orders primarily from bulk. I cherry picked, admittedly, a couple orders just to showcase what people order when you get a large inventory. I will be blacking out the information of the people, obviously. So this was an order for just a bunch of reverse holo rares. Total of 77 cards for $16. Shipping on that, I believe, was around $4. So I netted $10, which may not seem a lot, but again, I'd rather sell 30 cards and make the same amount that would take for someone to sell one and make the same amount on eBay. I know it's attractive to list everything on eBay, but sometimes, Tcgplayer, in my opinion, is like Amazon. You can just melt through it, and I'd rather make money back right now and make my guaranteed margin, because if anyone out there is buying bulk, you're buying it for pennies on the dollar. So if I buy a reverse holo for 15 cents and then I have, let's say 77 cards, if I bought 77 cards for reverse holos, that's a cost of maybe $2. So after shipping, I'm making $10. That's like 500% profit. Like, you can probably hold out for more if you wanted to. There's nothing wrong in doing that, but it's easy. Here's another one, a whole bunch of reverse holos again. This order was 142 total cards for $24.56. If we crunch the math on them, that's still going to be a double, almost tripled up. This was probably my biggest order ever. This was 750 cards, all holo rares. Granted, this guy maybe bought them so he could shill them on eBay or do whatever he wanted to do, but in total, 750 holo rares. I buy holo rares for usually $30 per 1,000, so this cost me $22, roughly. After fees and shipping, I netted $100 probably, so tripled up, bing. This was so this is all a bunch of light played base set stuff. Obviously, base set's a little more, popular, but another $100 order for a bunch of lightly paid cards. This is a little more maybe different because these are all shadowless, but a lot of these things are heavily played, moderately played, damaged. Just a big eclectic mix of stuff. This one, somebody like Drowsy. So they ordered 136 copies of Drowsy. Now, I'm a Psyduck fan. I order lots of Psyducks. I don't order this much, but, to each their own. When you have that many cards of a certain thing, you are going to eventually get people to do this. This one just came over today. This person likes Smoliv. Smoliv is their favorite Pokemon. They ordered every Smoliv I have. Most of these cards I've had for probably a year and a half, and I already made money on all the collections that these were a part of. So this is pure profit. Drampa, 85 copies of Drampa for $12. That's going to be another double or triple up. This is another mostly maybe master set making, just a bunch of different cards from 151, White Flare, Obsidian Flames, 30 Love Balls, 108 cards, $19. Again, a double or triple up. So I know that part was a little long, but I really wanted to show a lot of the orders that I've gotten where having a insane number of cards listed, whether they are sought after or not, can be a winning formula. It just takes a lot of time, and sometimes it stinks to do because it takes forever. But it works. So to put it out there, I do have a price floor of 15 cents and I do free shipping over $5. Now you might think that is going to eat into your profit, but the more and more and more cards someone orders, the less and less and less your fees per card are, even with free shipping. And you know, it's just it just works. It just works. Okay, so I already mentioned this in the last part, but he's going to go over what his plan is to kind of increase sales, which I do agree largely. I already talked about what I was going to do in the last clip here, but let's see what his plan is to see if it's a good one or not.
Here's my plan going forward currently. Right now, to get more sales, because I really want more sales right now and to try to up my volume, I'm going to bring my Tcgplayer prices to 5% below market and bring my floor price down to 20 cents. I hope that will encourage some people to order a little bit more cards from me, and I'll see if that has any impact.
That's a perfect plan. Like I said, I have a price floor of 15 cents. I have found once I get to the 20 to 25 cent mark, things are still a little slower. It's still a perfectly viable plan, but I would implore you, Mr. Phantom, and a lot of people out there, is to give it a try, list literally everything, and then just try setting a price floor of 15 cents. And if you have the option to do free shipping over $5, free shipping over $5. There's no wrong answer, but I find a lot of success doing this, and I would implore you to at least give it a shot. You know, maybe shoot. I know. I think Phantom just got a Fujitsu scanner. So if you have one, it makes it super easy to list a lot of cards, especially regular cards. The Fujitsu has a little bit of rough time with holo rares and reverse holo rares, specifically with Pokemon. But not a bad plan, but I would, again, suggest maybe trying the 15 cent floor for a little while and just listing like an absolute madman. Okay, so for the last point I wanted to react to here, this I think is something that everyone goes through no matter what your level. I know I still go through it with the little bit of damage that I can do. So let's let him talk and we will see what he's got to say here.
It's hard not to compare yourself, and I really don't try to do that when it comes to like YouTube or anything like that, because I know that how that feels. But what I have been doing instead has been comparing myself to other store owners, other like people that sell on eBay or Tcgplayer, and I see the sales come through, and I'm like, what is happening? They're getting so many sales, and I'm just not. And obviously, they've got vastly superior inventories, significantly more pricey items. You know, like it's not just pure bulk like I have right now, so that's the problem I'm dealing with. But I hear someone be like, yeah.
So, like we've already talked about, I would understand that sentiment, but I would have to just strongly disagree. And again, I would implore you to just give a shot. And again, anyone out there to just list literally everything. When you're starting off, you can always nuke your inventory or start over again. But in the beginning, you list everything. You can always change it up afterwards. But just constantly listing things, no matter what you do, will net you good results. It just will. The comparison thing, I think, no, that's never going to stop. I've been doing this for a while now, and I still compare myself to people above me. But then I watch videos like this to see people who are starting off and going through the same woes that I did, you know, when I had 1,000, 2,000 cards, and I was just like, geez, man, like what? You know, you look at the sales record of a single and you go, why did this guy get 5 cards and I didn't get anything? And my cards are cheaper, this, that, the other. It's, you know, what's the saying? Comparison is the thief of joy. This is one of those fields that the more you grind and the more you're listing, you know, always be closing, always be listing, always be listing, always be listing. And if you think you have junk listed anyway, someone's going to buy it. I think it's called the long tail method. You know, just the chance of someone buying something is never zero. So that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if it was a little wordy. It's my first time reacting to anybody, but there's no one else better to do it to. I love this guy. I love his channel. Make sure you check out this video. Like I said, I'll have the description, the link to the video in the description below. And anyone over at ItsPhantomCards, if you have any questions or anything on any of my other experiences, or if you disagreed with anything in the video, feel free to leave a comment. Appreciate you all very much for watching, and I hope this information finds you great success. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.